Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live, favorite Raiders podcast, favorite Raiders channel, favorite Raiders everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at @TheMarkJohnNFL for me, at MHolder95 for Matt, and of course, Panda Supplements, TDL 35% off. Make sure you guys support that as well. All right, Matt. So we are here. And we are covering the Bears. The Raiders are going to the Bears, right? They're not gonna, what I would say, on the road. They never won a 10 o'clock game with Josh McDaniels. All this kind of spells for maybe a letdown, but this team that they're playing is just so beat up, and they're just not really good right now that I don't know if.
Part of me is almost like the fact that they're beat up might be a benefit, because it's like the guys that were playing weren't good. So maybe getting some fresh blood in there. I don't know. Maybe get some in talent or guys that they don't have film on. But yeah, this is I think our takeaways from both sides of the ball is this should be a very, very winnable game, especially without their starting quarterback.
Without their starting quarterback, should be definitely a winnable game. We don't have a starting quarterback either, I guess, but we'll see how Brian Hoyer does. Somebody on the gambling, I just looked at the comments. I guess he's 1-13 his last starts. But I did see something. I mean, he is the last Bears quarterback to have 4 300-yard games in a row. So I think he's the only one. He's the only one, actually. Jay Cutler didn't do it, right? I mean, so this might be a revenge game for him. This might be his revenge. They let him go after this. He got injured. He went to injured reserve during that year. So,
I completely forgot he played for the Bears.
Me too. I saw that.
He's also getting into the McCown category where you're like, God, I can't remember all the teams that he played on at this point. I forgot that at one point remember when Brian Hoyer was going to be the savior of the Browns.
I remember that.
He was going to be the starting quarterback and all that stuff.
I remember that, man. I remember that. And because he actually had started 7-4 or something, and they tanked. They lost the rest of the games or something like that. Then he went to the Texans, and then he went to then he went to the Bears, and then he was a Patriots guy. He's back up Tom Brady for 5 years. So here we go. Here's his last shot.
That's his chance. And
it's a revenge game.
Old, he gets his chance to get revenge on the Bears and finally prove he's a starting.
Yeah, they took Mitch Trubisky over him. He's pissed. So they decided to go with Mitch Trubisky instead of giving Brian Hoyer another chance after hurting his leg. So yeah, so that's what happened this week. It's just, I don't know, man. This team's just not good. I mean, see, the thing on offense, they have good players and they have a great running game and they got Dante Foreman, who he looks like he hasn't played all year, so he looks very fresh. This dude got average 4 yards a carry. I always had 900 yards and 200 carries last year. He looks really fresh, man. He looks like he hasn't played all in 7 weeks, and he's just running back with fresh legs. That's the only way that I can see the Raiders winning this game is if he goes off, which is a possibility. It is with him. He can, but go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe I'm not remembering it correctly, but I feel like when he was with the Texans, he had a big game against the Raiders in the past, but I can't confirm that.
He had 170 yards in a game last year when they beat I forgot who the Panthers beat, but they just ran the ball all over the people, and he had 170 yards or something like that last year in a game. So he is no joke, and I'm going to go over him a little bit, but.
And to your point too, he's just kind of he's been a good back in the past. You know what I mean? He had a few good years with the Texans, and obviously last year once they traded Christian McCaffrey, he was better than Chuba Hubbard was.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes to the Bears where Khalil Herbert's a good back. Obviously he's on IR now, but was playing well before that. And then
Rashawn
Johnson's been playing pretty well this year, so he's kind of just keeps finding a way to not be good enough to be the starter and be the guy, but he's still a good player that he's just kind of been in a few rough situations, or at least this year. So he's a good runner.
He's good. He's a good player. Anything on defense that you saw that was
I mean, it's a little tough because the game I watched, I think it was the game before Jalen Johnson got back, but their corners aren't very good. Tyreek Stevenson's not playing that well. He's getting kind of beat. He had one play that I think we'll see where he gets beat and ball's underthrown and he comes up celebrating. But they're just not very good. They're solid against the run. A couple of first clips I'll show. We'll see an old friend who's kicking some ass that I thought the Raiders should have brought back, and Andrew Billings, and TJ Edwards is a good run at linebacker.
Oh, it's the
But I
Billings
mean,
revenge game. So there's so many revenge
yeah,
games.
there's so many. There are for two teams that like never play each other. Like there's a lot of revenge games. So,
Mhm.
but no, I mean
Interesting.
offensively, like we'll see it. Like their pass rush is god awful. Like Yannick Ngakoue, another revenge game. Yannick Ngakoue is just not very good. Like it's fun. I don't know how that guy's had like such a career out of somehow getting to 8 sacks and like getting like the most unblocked pressures. Like that's like his entire game. It was like he was getting unblocked pressures and then somehow turning them into sacks. But
Mm-hmm.
like their pass rush, like we'll see it. Like even when they blitz, like it's rough.
It's rough. Yeah, that's bad. All right. How about we get into the defense first and see what that looks like? Let's do that.
Sounds good. All right, you got me up there.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so yeah, like I said, Bears actually do have some solid run defenders. We'll see Andrew Billings. We'll start with a couple clips from him. I wanted to start with the few positive clips for them, just to kind of give people an idea. I mean, he's had another good season, and I'll be honest, man, I don't remember him being that damn quick last year with the Raiders because this was pretty damn impressive. Like,
Yeah.
And this is Nick Gates, who the Commanders paid quite a bit of money to in the offseason as a free agent signing. He's a good center, been a good player for the Giants in the past, and he just kind of gives them the old whoops. Away, go get a TFL. I mean, we've seen Andre James struggle with those swim moves that are kind of similar. So good luck with that one. I believe this one's a little bit more physical. Yeah. I mean, you take on the combo block. And I should have showed the other side, but you can see a little bit right here.
Yeah.
He brings this dude down with one arm.
Good Lord.
He's a strong dude. So this is kind of where like I get a little bit worried with the Raiders. Like we've seen Andre James, as you pointed out, for years being on the Andre James hate bandwagon over there. He struggles when you put a big nose over him. And that's exactly what Andrew Billings is. And he's having a great year. Like get a little combo block, get some help from the guard, and he still ends up making the play, a yard or two past the line of scrimmage.
One comment I want to say, plus Andrew Billings probably knows Andre James a little bit too. I mean, from practice and yeah, so that's going to be a tough matchup.
Also true. All right, Marcus, I'm going to let this run, and I'm just want to hear your reaction.
Okay. All right. Oh my God.
Let me back this up. What's the play design here?
Huh? That was Dagger. That's Dagger.
Oh, that's Dagger. Are we hitting the runoff right here?
Yeah. Hitting the clear out. I mean, it's so wide open. I don't know why you would hit. That's what I was like. I was watching the concept, but I was also watching how nobody was guarding the seam. And I think are they playing coverage? What are they doing?
I think they're playing the finger point coverage, which is whose man was that? Like I'm assuming because it's cover 2, right? So I'm assuming the safety should be coming over here, but he takes the cheese. And I mean, you can't ask for more wide open, but please, for the love of God, catch the ball.
Yeah.
But here's kind of what I was talking about a little bit in the intro is the pass rush is really what kind of gives them enough time. I mean, they run a stunt there, and no one even gets close.
Good Lord.
Like they'll do a lot of twisting, a lot of stunting. I mean, Andrew Billings, as much as we love him, he's not that great of a pass rusher. Granted, he comes out in a lot of passing situations like he did with the Raiders, but we'll see it from the back end here too. Like they do a lot of movement. You know, they got a little wrap stunt here, a little maybe flush line game going, but it just doesn't work. Like no one really wins one-on-one blocks. Like that's a terrible technique from Cosme over here, but it works because for whatever reason, this dude just runs straight into him. I mean, he's got all day to throw.
That's
again, please, for the love of God, catch that ball.
Just throw it to him. He's wide open. I hate when quarterbacks try to do the pretty, when the guy's wide open, try to do the the perfect thing on the money. Like, throw it to him.
I will say that, but like, I mean, like right there, that should be caught.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, it's both. It's both.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm with it. All right.
All right. This time is what I was talking about before. They're going to bring a blitz here, bring 3 guys. They'll drop TJ Edwards here from this, what's this? Yes, a little bit of a double A gap look or the mug look with the 2 with the defensive lineman down there. But here they're going to bring a blitz. I mean, Howell leaves the pocket, but he doesn't really need to, and then throws up a prayer for some reason and damn near gets away with it. But like you kind of see like here again, get a lot of pressure. Like they'll bring the heat. No one really wins.
Yeah.
And good God, Sam Hill, please throw into the freaking blitz.
You wide open.
Hey, brother. This is quarterbacking 101, man. Like they bring the heat from that side. You gotta get it over there. Like
yeah.
that is wide open. But again, Sam Howell is going to be Sam Howell. I think my guy Derek Klassen compared him to Carson Wentz in all the right and wrong ways, which I can kind of see a little bit.
Yeah, I see it too now. Go ahead.
All right, so here again, kind of the same thing. Kind of get the picture at this point. I mean, all day. Finally come down to hit. Finally come down and hit the curl. What is that for? I think it might be a dig that he just pulled up on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, 2nd and 10. This is what kind of the Bears will do too, because their pass rush isn't great. They'll play a lot of off coverage. Now, granted, this game got out of hand a little quickly too, so maybe that had a factor.
Yeah.
But you can catch the Bears in some soft coverages. A lot of these intermediate throws, they'll be there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I have the end zone on this one too. We'll see in a second here. Yeah. Like we'll see it from the end zone. Like Howell's got all day. He bailed out of a lot of clean pockets, which hopefully with Hoyer, who's a little bit more of a statue and can't bail out of the pocket, will be the factor. But the deep shots are definitely going to be there. Be there for the Raiders. Just a matter of, if they can take advantage with their 38-year-old quarterback that's playing out there. But they let one rip last week, so hopefully we can see that. Last clip too. One of the things that the Bears kind of struggle with is they're not great tacklers, especially in the secondary. So I just kind of want to highlight this play. It's something maybe the Raiders can try and change up. Do something with Josh Jacobs, like right here. They got the screen. I think that might even be Edwards, who's probably been their best defensive player. I mean, this isn't a great block by the lineman. Kind of just runs through the arm tackle. Doesn't really make it. One guy miss. Another guy miss. Take him for 5 more yards. Like, he's still fighting. So that's kind of one thing that maybe they can throw as a little wrinkle, a little halfback screen, let Josh Jacobs get the ball out in open space and do what he does best and make some guys miss. So we'll see, man. I mean, again, a little bit shorter on the defensive side. It's kind of on purpose. I don't really think this is a great defense that the Raiders should have much trouble with, even with Brian Hoyer at quarterback. Not great against the pass, a little bit better against the run, but tackling still isn't good either. So should be opportunities for them to get there, because that pass rush, again, is pretty rough.
I mean, it looks like there's guys wide open over the field. So, and one thing I did like about Brian Hoyer last week, I thought he handled the blitz really well. He showed a lot of poise. There's clean pockets. I mean, he wasn't under pressure at all. And, if the Raiders offensive line keeps playing like they have all year, I think they'd be able to set the tone that way in the passing game, and they get with play actions and all those things, because the Bears are still going to try to come and stop Josh Jacobs, because they're not going to respect Brian Hoyer. So I think if they get some play actions, open it up, and throw the ball downfield, they're going to get some chances to get some shots. Obviously, there's nobody on this team that can guard Devontae Adams. I don't think there's anybody on this team that can guard Jacoby Myers. So, Michael Mayer should have a good game of play action too. I think those linebackers though are a little dangerous. So maybe you want to avoid the middle of the field as much as possible. But maybe. But I still saw an opening there on that one. But that was more about the pass rush than anything. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they navigate this. But this is one of those games like they should win this damn game, and I really don't want to talk about it that much. I mean, you better go win this game.
Yeah.
And if you lose it, then we're gonna have a different discussion out there. It's gonna be an interesting instant reaction if they lose this one. That's all I'm gonna say.
That'll be
all right. Sure. All right. So let's get into the offense here, which is better than the defense. I know the Raiders have to face Justin Fields, who shows up one week, doesn't show up one week, shows up one week, because I'm gonna show some throws from the Washington game, and I was like, man, because somebody asked me last week, should they trade for him? Should the Raiders trade for him? They asked me yesterday. I was like, no. Then I watched the Washington game. I was like, So you start talking about the run game first for the Bears. They like to mix it up too, because they don't have the players right now. They're going to mix it up. They're going to get Velus Jones the ball. He got 2 carries last week. Here's one of them right here on the outside run. Get him outside on the speed. This is something the Raiders struggle with, is outside runs. And this is one issue that, the Raiders might have is, getting outside on some of these things, because they play so much nickel. And these guys getting physical on him, Velus Jones getting out to the outside. I mean, that's something that they're going to do a lot. They're going to do a lot of screens too. We're talking about those screens, which is a weakness of Patrick Graham's defense that I've always pointed out for years. And here's another outside run here, another toss. You see. I mean, they have good blocking tight ends too. The tight ends block well, so that's what allows them to do these outside runs. They can get outside. You see, this team is like basically the opposite of the Raiders, where they can't pass block, but they can run block pretty well, right? And they run the system. and you even see it even without Justin Fields, because Justin Fields makes a big difference with this run game. I think they would have really focused on it more if Justin Fields is playing, and the Raiders would have had a lot of trouble, in my opinion, if Fields is playing. But now they have Bagent, they don't have to worry about it. But you can see here some of these pockets that open up. They're still going to do some of these options because Bagent has some athleticism to him. So they got to be on the lookout. He will keep it. He's kept it before.
Yeah.
But one guy I want to point out was Foreman. I think Foreman looked really good last week. All right. And he's going to get a lot more carries. He had the most carries last week. See some of the patience that he has right here, right? They're running this little split zone. Back a little bit. Little split inside zone, right? You see the patience he has. I'll go back, of course. I almost overrun it. The burst through holes, and he just tripped on that one. You see how mad he is.
But you get him?
Yeah, maybe, right? So you see the patience in the burst. Yeah, 91, nice little trip up there by 91. Little lucky tackle.
He's pissed.
Yeah, he's pissed on that one. And here's another one. You see the patience once again. All right. A little more inside zone on this one too. You see the patience set it up, the block, right? Then find the hole and then get up. Nice, and then make some guys miss and get like 11 there. So watch it one more time. This is the guy that if the Raiders lose this game, it's going to be on him. It's going to be because of him.
Yeah, it was a nice run.
And maybe DJ Moore, I'm going to show a little bit. But that's another nice run. Here's another one. This is one Justin Fields in the game. So he has the ability to make people miss in the backfield too. See here, make this guy miss. And he gets back upfield, placed behind his pads, gets 5. So, I mean, this should have been a negative play here. But on the counter, but he makes a guy miss in the backfield, gets upfield. Another play. All right, and then one more here. You see this with the jump cut, and then boom. I think he scored. I think he ended up. He did pass the. He did get a touchdown. So you see one more time. Yeah. Look at that jump cut, bro. Yeah. He's dangerous. Like he's a good runner. He's a good runner. He can run the football. He can't catch. That's his problem. he can't catch it with a lick. All right, another guy the Raiders got to worry about is DJ Moore. Even with Bagent playing, I'll show a play with Bagent later, but you just got to worry about this guy, right? He can run routes. He's explosive. He can get down the field. But the biggest reason the Raiders got to worry about him, and you showed the Bears can't tackle, is the Raiders can't tackle either.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna show a play right here. And this is what the Raiders have to worry about with DJ Moore. They're gonna throw screens to him, and he's gonna just make guys miss like this, and make a bunch of plays. Just a quick. This is a quick hitch little throw, right? He turns it into like 30 or 40.
I think that's the play that got Emmanuel Forbes benched, if I remember correctly.
Did it? Like I can see why.
Yeah. I don't know like I said after that.
Yeah, and they love these screens, and DJ Moore is going to get some screens this week. So the Raiders have to tackle, because if you don't tackle him, he will take a 70. Like no joke, like he will. So they got to tackle him. Like I see, they set up that block. You got to tackle him and get him on the ground.
Was that Darnell Wright? Can you back that up? Sorry, I just want to watch that again.
Yeah, it's Darnell Wright right there. Who's questionable, but he was full participant on Friday's practice, so he's gonna play. Yeah. So, boom.
It's good blocking space by a big dude.
Yeah. All right, and then of course he can just beat you in the red zone too. Just make contested catches. He doesn't even have to be really open. I mean, Fields has some crazy throws in this game, but shoot on the other side here. Yes. See how he gets it, both feet in, both hands, secures the catch. He's dangerous, man. Dangerous for real.
He's also like 4th in yards after yak per reception in the league right now.
Yeah.
We can win deep and win short.
You gotta worry about that. So here's Tyson Bagent, if I'm saying his name right. This dude just has a cannon, and he could stretch the field. So he has some pretty good throws. Here's one to DJ Moore. Like I said, you still gotta worry about DJ Moore with him. Contested catch by DJ Moore right there, but that was just a cannon. It's just a cannon throw. This dude he has a big arm. It's big. And mean, that was the reason why he even got drafted, really. Is that he can
That
make
and his
these
dad
tight
had a
windows
big
throws.
arm.
Yeah, yeah. His dad is was a arm wrestler, right?
Yeah.
And then he has pretty good understanding of this offense. I really like this read right here. All right, he got the blitz coming, and you know they want to go here, but he finds the open guy here, gets some yardage with the blitz coming. I mean, it's better than Hal. Hal tried to just run out of the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
So bring it back a little bit. So especially, you know, he has the blitz coming. He stays calm, doesn't get rattled here, gets rid of the ball right on time to where he needs to be, you know, the outlet. He got some yards there, got a first down. Right. And then this is a just showing off his arm talent, kind of this is a flick of the wrist right there. Right in the honey hole. It doesn't even count. But that just kind of shows his arm talent, and he is not scared to stretch the field. He's gonna try to throw the ball downfield all
Yeah, I was
game.
gonna say, I
But
felt like both short routes were open there, and he just ripped the whole shot.
4th and 3 too. 4th and 3.
I like it.
Rip the whole shot, right? But he's gonna give you some, all right, because he's a nut. So he's gonna throw it up here, even when he's facing a little pressure on this one. Kind of gets hit while he throws, but he's just throwing it up here. You know, the Raiders gonna have a chance to get some on that one. There's one right there, and then here where he kind of ends the game. Just doesn't care. He just wants to throw it downfield, and I think he's gonna keep doing that. So the Raiders have a chance to get some turnovers, get some interceptions. Trayvon Moore tips and overthrows. This is that type of guy. This is that type of game where they can make these type of plays and put this one away pretty early. And the reason why they'll be able to do this is that I told Matt, I'm just gonna let this run. Is they can't pass block worth of shit, bro. This is gonna be easy. Look at it. It's just stunts. They can't take on stunts, right? Stunts they got a problem with. You know, outside, inside. I mean, Wright's a rookie, so you know how that's gonna go. You know, Sweat goes right around him, Young goes right around him. Justin Fields isn't playing this week, so we don't have to worry about this. It's just it's consistent, you know, and the Raiders defensive line is playing pretty damn well, especially with stunts and stuff. You see Jonathan Allen, he just gets right to him, or is that Payne? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think that's Payne. He gets right to him. And then, you know, there's times where guys, you know, they show blitz here. A guy goes unblocked right to the quarterback. Doesn't boop right in the back.
Back that up real quick. Oh, yeah. I think Fields, you got to get rid of that ball quite fast.
Yeah. That too. Right. And, of course, they can't pick up stunts. This is the only one I really slowed in slow motion because this is something the Raiders have been doing the past week of these stunts. And it's just everybody's getting beat, bro. Everybody's beat. So,
and to that point too, like Tevin Jenkins just came back, and like that he's the one who missed that stunt pickup, and he hasn't played with Borum very much, like because Braxton Jones is normally their left tackle. So,
yeah, man. So there's some danger there on offense, more danger there on offense than defense. But Fields isn't playing, even though I think if you blitz Fields, he still doesn't. He's just processing it so slow, right?
Yeah.
You know, the Commanders didn't blitz him at all. They thought they can get home with their front four. They got an awesome front four. I get it, but since they didn't and they didn't blitz him, he was able to kind of just when he had time and you give Fields time, he's able to throw it downfield and hit those targets. But he's not playing this week. They got Tyson Bagent, but I think Bagent can beat you downfield if they mess up and they allow DJ Moore to get open. He's going to make that throw. He's going to try. That's where he wants to do. He wants to go put on a show. He's not going to try to do check downs right now, even though I just showed one. And he has some fumbles in him too. He had a fumble against the pass rush from the Vikings, and that's where the Raiders feel like they're going to win this game. They're going to have a big day. I think Malcolm Koonce is going to get his first sack this week. Crosby, he's going to have a big day. You know, maybe 1 or 2 sacks from Crosby. It's going to be one of those games where if they can stop the run, there's no way they lose this game. If they stop the run, there's no way, man. They're going to be all over this, guys. They're going to be all over him, man. I'm sure Patrick Graham is licking his chops with some of the stunts and stuff he's about to do on these guys. They're not ready for it. And they haven't played together that much, this offensive line. yeah,
I'm
it could be a
curious
big thing. Okay.
if you were with Bagnet having the big arm and letting it rip. Would you basically play like the same kind of philosophy as like what the Raiders are seeing offensively, where you can make him beat you, or would you keep the two high safeties and let your front seven do the work and see if they
So,
can beat you?
I would mix it up a little bit. I would try to force him to check down though. I think that's since he doesn't have that tendency and he really doesn't want to do it. I mean, I watched the film. He doesn't check down. The only check down he made was that one, and you could even is that a check down? It's still 10 yards downfield, right? So, right. I mean, that was the only time he really went underneath on anything. Even when he's getting hit, he's going to try to throw it 40 yards down the field. So they have to do that too as well. Play too high still, I believe, especially on third down, maybe first down and second down. You want to come up and stop the run and maybe be effective that way because you don't want them to try to run the ball over you because they will. But on third down, they really got to try to force him to play underneath. And because if he tries to go over the top, that's what I'm talking about. Morig and Epps, they got to be right there to get those tips and overthrows and get those interceptions and be ready to do that. So that's how they're going to take advantage of him. But they got to stop the run first. If they can't stop the run this game, which is their weakness, and that's what I'm saying, it's basically strength versus weakness this week on offense for the Raiders and the Raiders defense. They got to go against a team where their strength is running the football.
Yeah.
And that's where they can set the tone. You know, we don't want Bagent having 20 going 18 for 22 or something stupid and not throwing the ball a lot. We want him to throw the ball over 30 times. And that's the Raiders' philosophy this week. They got to do that.
Yeah, big week for the defensive tackles too. I feel like with John Jenkins and all those guys that have been playing a lot better this last few weeks. But
yeah,
this will be the biggest test. I think
linebackers too, man. I think Spillane did play very well against the run last week, especially the second half. He was scared. It looked like he was scared of contact. I don't know if he's hurt. He's on the injury report this week, man. But yeah, he's got to play better against the run too. The linebackers, they're gonna. This is a big game for them too. I mean, they got to come up and make some contact and play well. Because if they don't and they try to avoid and wait for it to come to them, like sometimes Blaine does, it ain't gonna work, man. This week, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you got to fight fire with fire a little bit, especially with the bigger back with Donta Foreman. I think he's like 220, right?
Something like that, wear on you too, man. He is not scared to run you over.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you don't want him getting momentum and coming up to you in the second level. You want to meet him in the hole and reduce that as much as you can. You can't be soft this week. Got to be a little bit more.
Not at all. All right. So that's the preview for this week, guys. Of course, previews are always a little shorter here, especially with a team like this. So hopefully the Raiders could, like I said, go handle business and get this game done. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button, guys. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it, like I always say. And leave us some comments. Also, we're on the road to 10,000. Let's definitely get us up to 10,000 by the end of the season. Let's get that done, guys. Let's do it. Keep pushing. Share these episodes with your friends and your family and other Raiders fans. All right. We're out of here. Peace.
See ya.